The Guardian just dropped a bombshell story, and no, it's not about the whereabouts of Kate Middleton. It's about Alexander Smirnov, who has been indicted and arrested in the United States. This was the so-called whistleblower that the MAGA Republicans had based their so-called impeachment inquiry on President Biden based on false and perjurious statements that were made by Smirnov to the FBI. Smirnov himself is identified in an unsealed indictment and in subsequent motion paperwork as essentially an asset of Vladimir Putin and Russia, who was funneling and laundering disinformation to MAGA Republicans in order to try to harm and take down President Biden, which MAGA Republicans welcomed. They said it was on the FBI form, and then they utilized as part of an entire impeachment inquiry. But get this, what the Guardian is reporting, that a U.S. firm that paid this indicted informant, so-called informant, who provided the false information, Smirnov, you see him right there, surprise, surprise, has ties to Donald Trump, according to records revealed and dug up by the Guardian. Smirnov was paid approximately $600,000 in 2020, the same exact year he allegedly began lying to the FBI about Biden's role in Ukraine business with a company that has affiliations with people who are very close to Donald Trump. And this entire company's business model is very, very murky. And so the company at issue right here that paid Smirnov this $600,000 is called Economic Transformation Technology, ETT. And when you go and you look here, and the Guardian did a great little map here, you have Alexander Smirnov received $600,000 from ETT Texas. The CEO of ETT Texas is somebody by the name of Christopher Condon. Christopher Condon is a 33% shareholder of ETT Investment Holdings. So you have ETT Texas, then ETT Investment Holdings in London, and Shahal Khan and Farouk Arajamand are the other shareholders of the London-based version of this ETT, and they have close relationships with Donald Trump, with Jared Kushner, and are very in Paul Manafort, and are deep ties in that whole kind of Trumpy MAGA world right here. So as you go through, like, what does ETT even do? This is how it's described. The mission statement of Texas-based ETT, which paid the Smirnov the $600,000, quote, ETT set up the chessboard to bring in top-notch executives from those sectors to implement its vision of love and social impact to improve the quality of human existence through the application of, quote, new age technologies, apparently paying Smirnov $600,000, which the Guardian attributes to starting something relating to artificial intelligence or something like that. Now, as you go into this article, it talks about how the current CEO of ETT Texas, Condon, is a California man. He's been involved in several lawsuits, including a civil RICO case in 2010 that he won on appeal. Condon's official biography says he's, quote, a former professional tennis player, financial advisor, and is currently an entrepreneur focused on social impact projects. Condon, though, then joined Arajamand and Khan. These people are the ones who have the ties with Trump on ETT Investment Holding Limited in the UK, and that happened March of 2020. And again, 2020 is when Smirnov began lying to the FBI. It goes on to now talk about Khan and Arajamand. Remember, they're the ones with the ties to Trump. Khan is an investor who purchased surprise, surprise, the Plaza Hotel in 2018. And Arajaman have ties to Donald Trump through Trump Associates and Damak, a major Middle East developer that has partnered with Donald Trump for over a decade. Arajaman, Khan, and Condon own 34%, 33%, and 33% of ETT Holdings Limited, the UK version, respectively. And there's like no other information out there on what this UK company does. The American one is something about love and saving the world, or whatever the heck that mission statement was that I read to you. So the former Damak chairman, Hussein Sajwani, is a close Trump ally, has been described as his friend in multiple news reports. Trump has called Sajwani, who is the relationship with these other two through this company called Damak. Trump said, it's a great man. He's the most beautiful person. And you see right here photographs of Trump's spawn with Sajwani right here in the UAE in February of 2017. In 2017 FEC filings, Trump disclosed making up to $5 million from a licensing deal with Damak, this UAE company, but said he would no longer do personal business when he came into office. Hussein Damak, a friend of mine, a great guy. I was offered $2 billion to do a deal in Dubai. A number of deals. I turned it down, Donald Trump said in 2017. Then it goes on to say how Arajaman was also, remember, one of the investors in that company, the UK affiliate of the one in Texas that was paying Smirnoff. Arajaman was the vice chairman of Damak when Trump International Golf Club, along with adjoining Trump-branded luxury homes, opened, and he replaced Sajwani as chair in 2021 when Sajwani stepped down to privatize the company. Khan, who owns Dubai-based Trinity White City Ventures, is a New York native who partnered with New York City developer Kamran Hakim to buy the Plaza Hotel in 2018 for $600 million, and he was a board member of ETT from 2019 to June 2020 right there. An unnamed former business associate told the Wall Street Journal the $600,000 payment from ETT to Smirnoff was, quote, in exchange for a stake in an Israel-based crypto trading platform called Bit of Trade that Smirnoff was working on launching, but apparently spending his time trying to overthrow or trying to destroy the reputation of President Biden, and then trying to overthrow President Biden with the help of the MAGA Republicans. And just to make this, just to remind you and bring this all together, here's what the MAGA Republicans were saying about Alexander Smirnoff and the information he provided to the FBI at first. Play this clip.
Claims. What is the whistleblower saying specifically?
Well, as you know, Maria, Senator Grassley and I have reviewed a legally protected and highly credible whistleblower document, which alleges that there was an exchange of money for policy decisions made by then Vice President Joe Biden. We have determined that whistleblower is extremely credible. And based on the bank records that I've been getting, and you and I have been talking about on your show for weeks now, and based on the fact that 9 different Biden family members have been receiving payments from a web of LLCs that are receiving payments from our adversaries around the world, this fits a pattern of questionable behavior that the Biden family members have been doing to receive funds. So we take this whistleblower claim very seriously. We know it exists. We know the FBI has the document. As Senator Grassley said, it is not classified. So we want that document in our possession. And we also want to know what the FBI did to verify the claim of the whistleblower.
And then, of course, when Smirnoff was arrested and indicted in Vegas and then moved to California, Smirnoff himself reported close contacts with Russian intelligence, including how Russian intelligence services intercepted calls placed by prominent U.S. persons that the Russian governments were trying to use compromat against. And then the indictment lists these deep relationships with high-ranking government officials who purportedly controls groups of individuals tasked with carrying out assassination efforts on behalf of Russia. And now what the MAGA Republicans are saying about Smirnov is this. Play the clip.
Well, look, with respect to the informant, all I knew about the informant was what Christopher Wray told me. He said he was one of the highest paid, most trusted informants in the Bureau, in the entire Bureau, and they had used him for over a decade, and they had successfully used him in prosecuting some criminals. He wasn't a factor in the investigation because we didn't even know who he was. We just knew that there was a 1023 that alleged Joe Biden took a bribe, which was consistent with what we found in Romania and China with how the bribe was allegedly dispersed through the different shell companies and the different bank accounts. So obviously we wanted to investigate it, but we never knew who the informant was. All we knew was what Christopher Wray said. Now we see that the FBI arrested him for lying. It doesn't make sense. It's not the same treatment that we saw when the FBI figured out that the Steele dossier was fictitious.
So there you have it, folks, right there. And of course, with the final link that these people are all in Trump's world, apparently, according to this article from The Guardian, which appears to be very well researched. And I wanted to break it down for you. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers thanks to your support. Hit that subscribe button now. Have a wonderful day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.